No, I do not want to edit that. Stop it. I'm dealing with scuff again, I guess. Okay, I've got three icebreaker questions for you.
hmm
All right. So the first one is, what would your characters order from a coffee shop?
that's a good one. Let's see. Well, I'll start with Sukoshi here. She would order a vanilla bean frappuccino.
That's a good one. I like those.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Uh, there's this blueberry drink that I have. Let me see. I gotta Google.
Did someone say blueberry?
Yes. I think it might be a refresher.
Oh, it's a strawberry refresher. A blueberry strawberry refresher?
Oh, it's called the Summer Berry Refresher.
Okay. For some reason, I immediately thought like, wait, they make blueberry and strawberry refreshers now together?
It has blueberry, blackberry, and raspberry.
That sounds really good.
It does. I think I've had it before.
So that's what your characters would drink. That's pretty cool.
Mm, yes.
Is any other characters?
Let's see. Instinct, he would get, oh, Ian, he would get a, it's what I get. An iced coffee with an extra pump of vanilla and extra whipped cream.
That sounds really good. All of these sound good, really. What am I talking about? I would buy all of these. I would just buy all of these. Let's be real.
Yes. Shiron would get a pink drink.
You know, I never tried that.
I've tried like a sip of it. I didn't like coconut milk then, but I actually like coconut milk now, so I feel like if I tried it, it would be pretty good.
I'm a big fan of coconut milk, so that's definitely something that I would get.
Oh yeah, I think you'd like it.
I just got to go to Starbucks sometime. It's close by. I'm just lazy.
Felt I have one down the street.
All right. What about your other characters?
Let's see. I said Miyashi, Tsukoshi, Ian, Shiran, Fiona.
Ah, yes, the mechanic.
Yes. She would get something cold as well because she's usually hot.
What would she get?
Let's see. She would get a mocha frappe
That's a good one. Also,
with white chocolate mocha.
that's a really good one. Also, let me know when you're done so I can go to the next question.
Okay. Um, and I think my last one would be Marvin.
Basketball boy.
Yes. He would just get a regular iced coffee.
When in doubt, iced coffee.
Yes.
So you said that was your last character?
Yeah, that's the last one.
Okay, so I can go to the next question then. All right. What character would be the absolute worst roommate?
Hmm. Probably Tamesis.
I can see it. I can see why.
He would be very controlling.
Would he be the only one, or are there other characters?
I feel like most of my other characters would be pretty decent roommates.
I think so too, but I can agree on Temesis though.
Yeah.
I would not want to be in the same room as him.
He would not want you to touch anything.
He definitely gives off that vibe. The third question I had for you: if your universe had a theme song, what genre would it be?
Hmm. Probably any genre with heavy synthwave.
Also, like a new wave from the 1980s,
Yes, that's perfect.
or synth wave,
hmm
however most people call it. Why that genre in particular, though?
I I see the universe as this kind of, it's like our reality, but it's augmented in a similar way that a game is. And we also have lots of retro 80s, 50s, 60s influences, and that plays into it as well.
You do have a good point there. All right, so here comes the real questions. I hope you're ready for those.
Oh, yeah.
All right. These questions are about your characters. All
All
right.
right.
Who was the very first character you came up with, and how much have they changed since then?
This is an interesting question because I kind of have two. Because technically, my first character was Ian, but he was more of a persona. I mean, he still is. So I don't know if I count him as like an OC because he was more of a persona that turned into an OC. And then there's Shiron. She's technically the first.
Technically?
Yeah, I made her in middle school. She didn't have a name for the longest time, but she was like the same girl that I drew over and over again. And I was like, yeah, I like you.
So she became your personal favorite.
Yeah. She was kind of a mix of her sister as well until I got the idea of the yin and yang thing. And I was like, you know what? Let's split them in two.
So,
Yes.
second question: who are your most favorite characters and why?
Tsukoshi is one of my favorites for sure. So is Miyashi. He's very musical and he's very kind of proper, but he's also very kind, and he also has a lot of anxiety, as do I. So I feel like I relate to him a lot. And Tsukoshi, she is very soft, but she is also very fierce. Like, she has some bite to her, even though she's more soft spoken and can be quiet.
All right. So third question: which character surprised you the most while developing them?
Hmm. I'd have to say Tsukoshi as well, because her character has changed quite a lot since I first developed her.
How so?
She was going to be
Mm-hmm.
more of a villain type character, antagonistic to her sister, kind of mean to others, kind of like how you wrote Allison.
Let's not have her become Allison. We don't need two of them. All right.
Yeah, pretty much. She was like just like Allison until I decided to kind of soften her.
But that's a good thing because I like her character.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah, I would
And
not want to see Sikoshi become a villain in any sort of form. We've already got Allison. We don't need another. We don't need Allison part two.
yeah.
Fourth question: are there any hidden traits or secrets about your characters that you haven't revealed yet?
Hmm. I think people will be surprised about Ian's origins because there's a whole lot to him that people don't know about yet. And he's kind of an enigma. Like, biologically, I'd say, because his parents are two very different species, I'd say. Yeah. Trying to say it without spoiling.
Oh yeah, you don't want to spoil too much. Just keep it a surprise.
Yeah, there's a lot more to Ian than he lets on, but he doesn't even know. So that's also interesting.
There's more to him than what meets the eye. Uh, okay, fifth question: do any of your characters carry a part of yourself?
Pretty much all of the main characters I have are different aspects of me. Like, for example, Ian is, he's pretty much me watered down. And then we have like characters like Tsukoshi. She's my soft side, but she also has this distrust of the world that I've kind of grown out of, but she is still on that journey herself. Like, she doesn't trust people. She feels like everyone has this ulterior motive, and she just doesn't feel safe in most environments. And yeah, I've felt that. And I feel like watching her grow is going to be fun because it's going to reflect how I grew. And same with Miyashi as well, because he has internalized homophobia, making his journey a little difficult. He has a somewhat unaccepting father who wouldn't be very happy about him not continuing the bloodline. Ooh. But yeah. Shiran, she loves to bake and she also kind of overextends herself a bit, and that's something I really had to grow out of. I used to kind of like I used to be there for people, but when I was feeling some sort of way, I would just kind of brush that aside, and that is her problem. She'll kind of focus on how everybody else is feeling and feel like, well, my feelings are irrelevant because they're feeling much worse. That's kind of her deal, even though sometimes she has really big emotions and she's like, you know what? Let's not talk about those. And that can cause her to blow up sometimes.
All right. So these questions are about your universe in particular, not mine, but yours.
Hmm.
All right. So, what was the spark that made you want to create this universe?
I think it was watching Watanohara for the first time. I watched it on YouTube. Manly Badass Hero played it. It changed my life forever. I was like, you know what? I want an extensive universe like this. And then I discovered the Grey Garden. I was like, oh my God, it's all one big world. I love this so much. And then I also saw Adventure Time and how they handled their multiverse. And I thought it was really cool. And I was like, you know what? I'd love to have my own special universe that has all these different worlds that are a part of it that connect in some way. And I think other people would think it's cool too, as well.
All right. Do you imagine your world visually or more in writing?
I personally imagine my world visually. Like, I can see it way better than I can describe it, which is a blessing and a curse.
Why do you say that?
Uh, Sometimes I'll like have a very specific vision for something, and it's hard to like explain what it is. And I can't exactly draw it sometimes, especially if it's an environment, because I'm not very good at that. But if it's something I can model, I'll usually try to do that.
Number 8. What is one rule of your universe's magic system that you never want to break?
Let's see. Oh, certain humans, well, humans in general, like if they come from Earth, they can't do a certain level of magic. Like they are limited.
Limited how?
Um, so in this universe, magic is limited to like almost blood. So like the reason like Ian's cousins and Ian are so like good at magic is because their family, their bloodline is very tapped into magic, and they witches have like different blood than humans. Even though they are basically humans, they have different blood than humans. It's practically the same, but it has magical attributes. So like when they bleed and you put their blood in potions, even though blood potions are not good, you shouldn't use those. It could do something depending on the witch.
And what is this something are you referring to?
Hmm,
Is it nitty gritty?
like it really depends on the witch. Like if Ian was cut, nothing would really happen. At least not now. If his mom was cut, I think you turned to stone.
When did
Yeah, you
Medusa
turned
show
to
up?
stone. Yes, Greek mythology, heavy references.
Oh, yeah, I'm a real big fan of Greek mythology, as you can tell. I,
Yes, same here.
I think only a few people know that. You and a couple of friends. And most likely a few people in here, too.
Yes, there will be
I,
lots
I
of different mythology references.
yeah, man, look. I grew up reading Homer and stories of and like the story of Odysseus and Pandora's box. So it's like I'm a real big fan
Pandora's
of that
box.
stuff. Ha ha ha. Yeah, it's up there. I'm a real big fan of that stuff. And it's like I will I guess you could say I will Greek out about it. Yeah, funny joke. All right. Question number 9. If someone lived in your universe, what is something normal there that would feel bizarre to us?
Hmm. A perpetual night. I'm thinking about teen. I don't actually know how to say teenanix. Teenerny.
I always thought it was Tinanny.
Tinanny.
Tinany?
That sounds
Tinany.
better.
Tinany? Tinany?
Tinany.
Tinany.
Teenanings. I was going teenanings
I
for
thought
the
you said.
longest time.
At first, I thought you said teen angst. I was like, wait, what?
Teen angst.
Well, I mean, that's basically what this story is about, right?
Yep.
Teenage angst.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. But I've always said it as a tinany.
That sounds better than what I was thinking.
What is your source of inspiration for creating your world?
There are many, but two big ones are, well, actually three. Three big ones are Adventure Time, Steven Universe, and Gravity Falls. Big inspos right there.
I love those. Just saying that. Just saying.
Yes, my childhood right
I love
there.
those series. All right. Last 5 questions are about your story.
Hmm.
How much has your story evolved since you first wrote it?
It has evolved quite a lot. Like I I talked about how Sukoshi was different. The world of Teenini was very different. Like I don't even think Shiran and Sukoshi had their own kingdom or empire, as I call it in the writing. They just kind of all lived in like the Moon Kingdom. I don't have a name for that one yet, but basically where Tamesis and Miyashi live and rule over, they all just kind of lived there. And the world was much more smaller then.
It's Teen X that has
The
Little Japan, right?
yes,
Yeah, that's where Sakoshi and Shiron live.
yeah, that wasn't there originally.
It wasn't?
It was not.
When did it start becoming a part of it?
Hmm.
Or like when was it built, I guess?
I think I came up with that idea. It's been a couple of years now, but that kingdom itself, like historically, I'd say it popped up sometime after the war that killed Tamus's grandfather, the creator of Teen Innings.
That war must have went down hard.
Oh yeah, it was crazy. Tamus was like he was a teenager then, basically. Devils can live basically forever if they're not killed, so their lifespans are very long.
Where do you see the story of your universe going next?
I can see a lot of expansion happening, like getting to explore more different places, getting to see more, getting to see newer people, like newer types of people. Because I know for season two, I would love us to explore the different creatures that live in the different kingdoms on Teen and Inks, because there are quite a few of them I want to do. And I feel like it would be really cool to see all the different kinds of people they have.
If you could rewrite one moment in your story, what would you change?
Hmm. That's kind of a hard one because I've basically rewritten anything I didn't like already. I guess one thing that well, I've kind of already changed it in my head. Like originally, the familiars of the witches, they were going to be on a completely different planet. It was going to be like a neighboring planet type situation, but I was like, nah, what if they were just in their own like forest and they had their own island? So like all the familiars live in this like village type situation, and since they're all animals, it's more primal, but they're also like kind of considered poor in the social hierarchy. So before they actually are assigned to a witch or make a connection with a witch, they're considered very low class. They basically wear like potato sacks until they get assigned.
Also, your OC Cashew, does he live there too?
He did at one point, but he was almost killed, transported to Earth. Ian saved him, and his magic was so depleted he couldn't exit his animal form for quite a while. So he won't gain his like anthro form until maybe season 2.
Oh my.
Yeah.
It must suck to lose all your magic.
Oh yeah. But I mean, Ian, he takes good care of him, so he doesn't mind. And his memory is also kind of messed up for a while.
All right. Next question for you. What is the most rewarding part of sharing your characters and universe with others?
People relating to them.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's relatable.
Yeah, that's like the best part. They're like, oh my God, I relate so hard. I'm like, yes, I'm glad. That's what I wanted.
It's a very rewarding feeling when that happens. And that's actually how I feel too, from my end, with my characters and
Yeah,
whatnot.
it is a good feeling. It's like, it's kind of like you're being seen as your characters are being seen.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, I do like the fact that when it comes to your characters, you put a lot of thought into them.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
All right. If your universe could cross over with any other fictional world, which would it be?
Ooh,
I know you. I know what you're going to say.
probably Steven Universe.
I knew it.
Yeah.
I knew that was going to be the first thing you say was Steven Universe.
Yeah, that's like the biggest one.
Yeah, it was either that or Gravity Falls.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you there. And also just realized that's all the questions I have for you. Now it's your turn to ask me.
Let me know when you are ready for your questions.
I'm pretty much ready.
Alrighty. So I had some icebreakers as well. And my first one I wrote is, if you could bring one of your characters to life, who would it be?
That's a real tough one. I would pick Haley because she is one of those people that's like, you want to have someone like that in your life. She's a strong and also yet fragile person at the same time, and she's not afraid at expressing her vulnerability. And another thing is, she cares about the people around her very, very deeply. And she would like basically fight for you. You know what I'm saying? She is someone who is willing to go through hell and back for you and also stand up for you, you know? And it's like, another thing about her though, she's not afraid to tell it like it is. Like, she's one of those people that was most likely to tell me to suck it up and get over it in certain situations. She doesn't sugarcoat anything. But the one thing about her though, people will still misunderstand her intentions. She just cares in a different way than most people usually do. She's basically the textbook definition of, if I don't care about you, I'm not going to say anything. All right, I'm good.
Alrighty. The second question is, if you could go into our universe, where is the first place you'd visit?
Like, any place?
Yep, any place.
No cap, the diner, hands down. It's literally a train car. There's a certain atmosphere
they're really cool.
in places. Yes, they are really cool. And there's literally a certain atmosphere in places like that. One other thing, it's more than just a train. It's a hangout spot for all the characters to go to. I love the feeling of sitting in those booths, just ordering something, and then you just take in the atmosphere around you, you know, the people, the music. And I also often imagine the band sitting there after like school or practice, just laughing. Or, you know, that one character we have sitting alone in the corner with a cup of coffee, lost in their own thoughts. I don't know who that is. I don't know what you're talking about.
All right. One more icebreaker question. If you could be any of the characters in real life, who would you be?
Oh, I thought about this when writing the story. Without a doubt, Karma.
Oh yeah, she would.
Like,
She'd be fun.
Yes, she is such a fun character and literally one of my favorites. Like, she somehow manages to have a calm yet authoritative way of talking. Just imagine this calming voice, but the words contradict the voice.
Big imposing force.
Yes, and as a reminder, karma is not just a name, but a reminder of what goes around comes around, and that's what she is. And I think that being able to embody someone like that in real life would feel very liberating, because just imagine someone does something bad and you just show up like, hey, don't do that. Do not do that. Anyways, I'm done.
All right, time to get into the nitty gritty, the main questions.
Oh boy, here we go.
So, first is character questions. Who was the most challenging character to create and why?
Allison. She's the most challenging character I've had to make thus far. You're most likely wondering why? It's because of her personality. She's manipulative and she's toxic, but at the same time, I'm not excusing her actions though, so just putting that out there. She has a sense of vulnerability under her though that she doesn't want to reveal. And that's one of the reasons why she was a tough character to write, because, okay, yes, she is a mean girl. She's two-faced, narcissistic, self-centered, always wants to be in the spotlight, but there's a reason why she does it. It's for a sense of self-satisfaction that she never got in life. So that's why it's like, how do I write or make this character without excusing her actions, but also give a reason why she's doing them without, you know...
You want to show where she's coming from without excusing her actions?
Basically, yeah.
That's like kind of similar to how the show writers of BoJack Horseman had to go for it. And people were still making up excuses for him, so they had to make him worse in the show to counteract that.
When it came to Allison, I didn't want her to be like one of those cartoonishly bad antagonists. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's like holding up a mirror and you don't like what you see. That's Allison.
I definitely have characters like that too.
Yeah, it's rough. Anyways, wow. Okay, I'm good.
Okay. Number 2 is, what character are you most excited to explore in this story?
Ooh, this is a tough one. But, you know, if I had to pick a character that I'm most excited to explore in the story, I would go with Pandora. She has this whole mystery aura around her of like, who am I? What are my memories? And how do I get them back? And honestly though, she starts to question herself a lot. She will. There's a lot of lost memories and the anxiety of like, do I belong here? What am I? Or who am I? It's kind of like existential crisis in a person.
Yeah, that is going to be interesting to see.
Oh yeah. It's interested me since I created her, because honestly, who hasn't felt like they don't really belong in a place like this? Or they're missing a piece of themselves that they're trying to rediscover.
Yeah, that is very relatable.
All right, you can go to the next question.
Okay. Are there any characters that you feel are going to shock viewers?
Yes.
And this could be a good shock or a bad shock.
Okay, so either or, right? But yes. I was gonna say I didn't want to spoil too much, but I probably already did anyways. I brought her up earlier. I think that Allison will shock people. Not in a really obvious way though, but in those moments where everything falls apart.
Yeah, I can definitely see that.
As for when that happens though, I'm keeping that a secret.
Ooh.
I don't want to reveal too much.
Yeah. Writing a show like this, it's hard to not just say everything because you want everybody to know all the juicy stuff.
Yeah, it's like, as much as I really do want to tell everything, I shouldn't, and I don't want to. Because I almost did earlier, and I had to hold myself back.
If you had the opportunity, what character would you give their own show?
You know, honestly, I'd give all of them their own show. Because... Like, it's hard to choose just one when all of my characters are unique in their own little way. So I don't want to express favoritism to just this one character. Like, oh, this character deserves it, or this one deserves it more. No, all of them do. Because they're literally interesting enough. They really do, though. Thank you. They're literally interesting enough to the point where they can have their own show, or mini episode, rather. Because, you know, you don't want to stretch it out for too long.
Oh, yeah.
And if they each get their own, you'll see a different side to them that existed before the main story happened. It's basically like going into the past to see how they turned into this person.
Number 5. What character is closest to your heart emotionally?
Without a doubt, Haley is the one that's close to my heart emotionally. And for one reason, or maybe a lot of reasons, I just put a lot of myself into her, especially her protectiveness along with the fear of abandonment. She also has that feeling of like, I'd rather hurt myself than hurt you. She carries that weight often too. She does not want to hurt people. Even though it might look like it, she doesn't. She has flaws, yeah, I'm not gonna deny that. She also has this like really high level of fierceness within her heart that's like, if you keep doing that, you're gonna be on fire at this rate.
Let's see. Moving on to universe questions. So my first one was, what were your inspiration or inspirations for the town of Hawkins and the surrounding areas?
All right, so even though I obviously pulled inspiration from my favorite TV series, Stranger Things, Hawkins in my story is not a copy of that version, in a sense of like the surrounding. It's located in California, and fun fact, it can also serve as a reference to the late drummer of our favorite band, the Foo Fighters, Taylor Hawkins. And you may be wondering, why did I choose California? Oh, it's because of what lies underneath, and everything is at fault there. No pun intended.
When writing about the world, what are things you keep in mind the most?
Consistency. That's the one thing I try to keep in mind the most. Because if this place is stuck in the 80s, as I claim that it is, then I don't really want to throw in something modern unless there's a reason for that, as it makes sense in the world that I've built. And that's one thing that's really important to me, because I want the city and the surrounding areas to feel lived in. No digital stuff. Everything is analog. You know, payphones, radios, cars that don't have like Bluetooth and stuff.
Modern stuff is boring.
It's getting mundane. And that's why I created this universe.
What is something different about this universe than others that have been created?
I don't really necessarily think that this universe is any different than the other ones that I've seen. But I do have a mix of personal trauma and supernatural elements in it, and a lot of universes tend to separate the two, as I've noticed. And I guess it's a a choice that people do, but it's like I would rather have those things together. And it's like, you've got the real life drama and then you've got the fantasy plot, so why not put those together? And couple it in with the fact that I'm a Greek mythology nerd, so I want to insert that in it too. So I guess that's the one thing that's different about this universe than others that have been created. I'm not sure if it's unique to me, and I don't feel like it is, but at the same time, it's like, I like my idea of doing this, so it should feel unique to me.
I think we take enough unique twists and turns to make this universe our own.
There's so many twists and turns in this story that I feel like I can't even wrap my head around it.
Are there any special locations you're excited to explore more?
Does Japan and Spain count? Because that's where Coco and Mario are from. I've personally always loved the idea of like showing the characters' roots and where they came from, and how it also affected their perspectives when they came over to the US. It opens up the idea of playing around with contrast, how their hometowns looked versus how California looks. It's a lot different. Those are two different worlds. It would be interesting to show what home means to them and how that stays with them no matter where they go. So yeah.
This is a question I kind of already know, but I don't know if the viewers know. How many universes do you have currently, AUs included, and what are they?
All right, so right now, I've got about 4 universes running around in my head, but one of them is a work in progress. So the main one, which is where the supernatural beings and story stuff begins, that's the one I tend to focus on the most as of right now. But then I've got the 1980s AU, which is set in 1983. There's also the cyberpunk AU, which is set somewhere in the 2050s. That one's a lot grittier, and it's all about technological takeover. Does that sound familiar? And the feeling of being watched around every corner. I personally love anything cyberpunk 2077, and also like any other game that's cyberpunk related.
Same. I think of Detroit. I'm like, yes.
I also think of Detroit, unironically. The one that I mentioned that's a work in progress is the 1940s one, where it's like everything is noir, like as if you just walked into a crime movie. I didn't really get anywhere far with it, but you know how the 1940s look. There's like bars, men wearing trench coats, also women too. Allison needs to chill. Can she chill in cyberpunk, or is there trauma? There's trauma. This is the cyberpunk universe. There is no chill.
Okay, we're on to the story questions now. Have there been any big changes since first writing your story?
Okay, yeah. So like when I first started this, the band was more of a background thing. Like it wasn't really anything important. I kind of just made the band just to make the band. But now they're like
Hmm.
a part of the story itself now. So it's like that's the one big change because originally I just wanted to have them like just in the background. Don't get me wrong, I did want to have them as a part of the story, but as far as them doing band related things, I didn't really want to show that. There's another thing. Allison wasn't even supposed to be a major character. She was originally just a side character. But I ended up giving her a main role as the antagonist.
Oh yeah, I remember her origins.
Allison was the perfect character that I needed because to offset the rest of my characters. They're all like wholesome characters with a few flaws and whatnot, but that was really it. But they needed to be offset by another character, and that's when I decided to make Allison, who she is right now.
Continuing on, how deeply do you plan on exploring the different characters?
I want people to feel like my characters are real people that you could just latch onto. And also, I really want to take a deep dive into the insecurities, their emotions, and any other small details that makes them human. And let's see, Don asked me something in here. If you could equate Allison to any Marvel character, who would she be? That's a hard one for me to answer because I haven't really gotten myself into Marvel that much. So it's like, I don't even know how to answer that. What
I'd say
Marvel character?
Wanda Maximoff is the
Wanda
closest. Like,
Maximoff?
yeah, because like she's played as a villain in a lot of senses, but she really is more of an emotionally damaged character who does things because of how emotionally damaged she is.
Okay. You can go to the next question.
Okay, we have four more left. Is there a particular storyline you are looking forward to exploring?
Yes, if it counts, the storyline where Karma arrives in Hawkins in 1968.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
have a cool idea for that episode too.
I'd like to know your idea.
Well, basically, the idea is having an A B plot of Mitsuki arriving and her arriving. So we're seeing like what they're both doing in
Mm.
different places ish, kind of.
Their rivals are months apart, right?
Yes, we're gonna pull a BoJack Horseman. Yeah,
Yeah.
basically in that show, what they do is like they show two different times happening at the same time, and they kind of blend into each other. It's interesting. It kind of like it shows how things were and how they got to that point by showing the moment in the past at the same time as the present.
Karma has a reason for being there too, and it's because she had picked up on a strange anomaly where this character was found wandering the city and she spoke a language that literally no one could identify. I don't want to say much else besides that, but yeah, there you go.
Wonder who that was.
Yeah, I wonder who that is too, but I don't want to say much else more than that. The cyberpunk storyline, that one excites me the most too. That is one that I want to really explore the most.
Yeah, that's gonna be fun to explore.
Oh yeah, the tension between technology and humanity, and like how people try to stay real when the world is synthetic. It's a mad world and it feels dangerous.
Um, what is your goal with this story that you want to tell?
What is my goal with the story? Well, I want to show that even if like you're depressed, broken, or carrying lots of pain within you, you can still create something beautiful, and that's the one thing I want to show. And also, my other goal is to have my characters feel alive and to feel like they're more than just pixels on a screen.
Yeah, I feel that.
Yeah.
If you were able to partner with one big studio or company to help create the show, who would it be and why?
Toei Animations, the studio that made Girls Band Cry, the band anime.
Oh my, they would kill it.
They would absolutely kill it. And they have good writers. I'm not saying I'm not a good writer, but they have like multiple writers. And they would knock it out of the park if they animated like this show.
Um, is there anything else you would like to tell the viewers that you haven't discussed already?
So, as you know already, this story is deeply personal to me, as a lot of it revolves around the things I felt in life, the struggles I've had and experienced. When people watch this type of thing, I want these viewers and their people to see a part of themselves in the characters. They can find comfort in knowing that they're not alone, basically. Haley goes through depression. Coco has a bipolar disorder. Kelsey's just angry and outspoken, and also a bit of a gremlin, but that's not really a disadvantage. But Kelsey does not know how to emotionally regulate. She's very loud. Let's see. Mari, I can't think of anything bad about her, but if there's one thing I like to bring up, she has a lack of empathy sometimes. Like, there are times where she doesn't understand other struggles, and that is not good. But they all have their struggles. And Allison is a complex character, and she needs to learn that taking accountability is a good thing in life instead of a bad thing. She's not as two-faced as people would see her as. Manipulative, yes. Tormenting, yes. Two-faced, that's a bit of a rocky road. She's not two-faced in a traditional sense, but people can see her as two-faced. Oh, and also Pandora. She's just going through an existential crisis and not remembering who she is or what her identity is. But she'll find that out later. And let's see. Marcus? I would say the one thing that he goes through personally is loss of satisfaction. He doesn't feel satisfied in life. I would say that's the one thing he
Doesn't feel
goes through.
fulfilled.
Yeah, he feels unfulfilled in life, and he often looks for a reason to fill that gap. Dawn just said, I love discovering an eldritch truth about myself. Ah, yes. Opal, the eldritch babysitter.
My eldritch babysitter. What kind of wacky adventures will we get into today?
That sounds like an anime title. My eldritch babysitter. What are we going to do
It
today?
probably exists. Well, if there's nothing else.
Now we wrap it up.
Yeah, how long is the recording?
Let me see. 2 hours. It's
okay,
funny.
We're gonna have to do some trimming.
It's funny because I bet you in this 2 hour footage, it's mostly just us goofing around.
Well, that's how it goes.
Yeah.